Assalamualaikum and good day. Right. I'm going to make a short video to explain on your mini project tasks. So as you guys can see, these are the tasks that you need to accomplish for your mini project. Right. The first thing is that you have to set the first location of the memory to be the last four-digit matrix number for the first member in your group. Right, this is memory data 0, and then follows by your second group member, and then follows by your third group member. So if you have only like two-person in a group, so you can repeat it. So the third one, you're just gonna copy the first one, the memory data 0 location, right? And then okay, so the first task is to add, right? So whatever you value that you put in your memory data with the one that you from the memory data one, right? And then second one is subtract and then invert. So basically we try to use all the instructions that available in our RISC processor. Right, so there are some confusion here, right? So because as you can see, you need more than eight, right? Which is more than eight available memory location. So you have to add some more, right? Okay. Right, so as you can see here, right, so this is your data memory code, right? So we have only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 location, right? We have to modify this memory location. Yes, you have to modify it. Okay, which part that we have to modify? So as you can see, we already have 16 bit of memory address input, right? So there's no connection that need to be modified, right, to complete your mini project task. The only thing that you need to modify is you have to add some more part here, then you have to change something on in this line, right? So that's the thing that you need to do. As long as you can accommodate all the the data that needed to be stored in data memory, then that's okay. So you only need to modify this part, right? So there's no connection that you need to modify, right? So there's some confusion on how this load, right? So how this load uh, instruction function, right? So as you can see here, so load, right? So when you load a word, so what it's going to do is that it's going to take whatever value in the register, the RS1 that you set, plus the offset, right? So as you can see here, right? So there's the load. All right, so this is the load operation, right? So whatever value that you specify here plus the offset, then it's going to bring the value in your register, right? So you don't have to modify the register part because the register part is the temporary, right? It's just a temporary. Oops, it's just a temporary location, right? So let me draw data memory, right? So this is the thing that you need to modify, right? So you have to have as much location as so that as needed, so that you can store whatever the data that I'm asking you to store. So this is the data memory. All right, then you have this register, right? So you have a set of register. So you are using 3 bits in the instruction. That means you can have up until 8, right? Up until 8 register location. Right, so this is your register, and then it's going to go to your ALU. Right, so what happened here is that, so this is the only part that you need to modify, and you don't have to modify this part because, for example, load, right? So load, what happens is that when you load, right? So let's look into the instruction. So for load, so what is you need to give is the operation. Right? So the operation. So right? So the operation is 4-bit, and then your RS1, RS1, your WS1, so the WS, and then your offset. Right, so this is your offset. Right, so here you have 4-bit, and then you have 3-bit here, you have 3-bit here, and then you have 6-bit. So overall, you have 16-bit for instructions. Right, so you don't have to modify the instructions, right? Because changing the data memory won't affect. Won't give any effect to your instruction, because the one that affected by instruction is just the register location. So register is a temporary location, right? So for example, if you want to implement, right, the first let's say you want to implement the first task. So the first task is to add memory data 0, and then memory 1, and then store it in memory data 4. Right, so what you need to do is then first you have to load, right? So you have to load location 1. So you load location 1. So let's say you load, right, load, and then the RS. Okay, so let's say you are referring to register 0, right? So register 0 here, the value we assume it to be 0, right? So 0, and then you want to store it in which register. So let's say you want to register the value in R1, right? So in R1, and then your W, your right destination for load is R1, and then the offset, right? So in this case, our offset is 0, right? Because we want to go to pick up data from memory location 0. So our offset is 0. So our value in R0 is 0 plus 0, 0. All right. So it's going to go and pick up whatever data here, and then it's going to store in R1, right? Okay. Then you have to load another one, right? So load another one, the second data from location number 2. Okay, you can use the same R0, right? Because the base address is 0, right? Inside the value inside the R0 is 0, and then let's say you want to store it in R2, right? So your offset now is 1, right? Now you're picking up the data from location 1, and then you're going to store it in R2, right? Here is R2. All right, so I think there's a misconception that you are putting the address of the data memory directly here. No, that is wrong understanding, right? So the right understanding is that you don't put the address of the data memory inside your instruction, right? You put the value inside the register and the offset, right? So this is how we do it. So I think by understanding how you're going to do this, so same goes to store, right? Store instruction. So it's the same thing. Right? So you store mean like you take whatever value. For example, you add, right? So you store the data in R3, then you take the data from R3, then you store it in your data memory, following the same concept of the offset there. Right. So I hope this one clear your misconception about the mini project. So this is one of the the misconception that I got, because there are some students that asking me the same question, few students. So yeah, that's why I need to know what are the things that you want to know to help you guys to complete your mini project. So please do let me know so that I can make another video to answer your any of your misunderstanding in this RISC processor. All right, thank you so much.